We are tracking heavy rain and wind pushing across Delmarva this morning. That Coast TV News First Alert Meteorologist Chris Mastrobuono with a little update on our storm system that has been bringing quite a bit of rain and wind over the peninsula through the morning. We saw the rain begin well around 2-3 a.m. and rain's been heavy at times. Now we haven't seen any thunderstorm activity across the area this morning, but we are dealing with quite a bit of rain, but we still do have a slight chance of an isolated severe storm really for the next hour or two. And then I think as we get into the midday time frame, that severe threat will wane, as is the rain. The rain's going to clear out pretty rapidly, I think, here through the afternoon, and we are going to see some sunshine. As we take a live look into Rehoboth, rain-soaked boardwalk there. You can see some pretty good wave action as well. We've had some heavy rain there. Now, the positive thing is it's been quite mild this morning. Look at the dew points. We're in the 60s with that strong southerly southeast wind gusting upwards of, we've seen gusts as high as 40-45 miles an hour. Right now, those winds are out of the southeast, sustained at about 15 to 27 miles an hour. So somewhat of a tropical feel out there this morning. We've had a lot of low clouds as well. Some fog is beginning to form as well. We get those temperatures and dew points at the same reading there, then that's often an indicator of some fog to form. But we could see the low clouds there across Indian River through Ocean View, 64 degrees there. We had a pretty good dose of rain there that pushed through. The fog a bit thicker there through Ocean City. Temperatures right there 65 degrees and that dew point 63, and you could see, can't really see the boardwalk all that much. See some seagulls flying around there, but that rain has certainly been quite heavy this morning, and most of this has been moderate to heavy rainfall pushing through the area. We're getting a bit of a dry patch there through the southwest portion of the county, and you can see more heavier pockets of rain on the other side of the bay across Annapolis and D.C. And that's where we've seen a few isolated thunderstorms over the last hour or two. Haven't seen any thunderstorms here on Delmarva. It's just been a soaking rain, and you can see the rain just over the last hour pushing through Dewey Beach and Lewis. That has now moved over the bay and now pushing up into New Jersey and southeastern Pennsylvania. Now we have one more gasp, I think, of moisture. You could see it building across Richmond down through the Carolinas. That area is going to come through here over the next few hours. Aside from that, we're going to begin to see some drier conditions as we go into the afternoon time frame. Now, as we take a look at the radar here, we are dealing with a pretty potent area of low pressure, as you can see here, back off to the west. And this area of low pressure is pretty broad. So we have an upper level low across the Tennessee River Valley, and you can see that extending into Ohio. And then we have another area of low pressure just to our west. And there's the cold front draped across portions of Virginia and the Carolinas. So temperatures are actually going to surge into the upper 60s to near 70 today ahead of this front. And then we're going to see those temperatures drop through the evening. I'm actually going to go back there. I want to show you something here on the satellite as the sun is rising. Farther to the southeast here, there you see Melissa there. You can see it there coming up on radar, just coming out of the Bahamas. Now, this rain we're seeing is not affected. This is not the moisture from Melissa, although some of the moisture can get entrenched in this system as it pushes up into the northeast. But this Melissa is going to continue pushing to the northeast, out to sea, and affect portions of Bermuda as this system continues to exit to the northeast and not impact the eastern seaboard. We continue to deal with this area of low pressure here, and that's going to continue to impact us at least for the next few hours through at least about the midday time frame. Now, the Storm Prediction Center has that marginal risk in play. We deal with that 1 out of 5 risk, so it's not a big risk of severe weather, but again, just an isolated chance of a brief damaging wind threat in excess of 55 miles an hour. And there is the case of we could get some rotation in some of these stronger storms, where we could be dealing with a brief spin-up tornado. Now, had this been July or August, it would have been a bit of a different setup. It is October. Now, the instability, not all that high, although the wind shear has been pretty high, and we're getting those dew points in the lower 60s, but I think most of the moisture that we've seen so far is kind of limiting our potential for severe weather. Now, Futurecast shows a few of those heavier showers and even a few rumbles of thunder moving through the area over the next hour to 2. Then, as you notice, as we get into about lunchtime, the back end of that moisture beginning to push into the eastern shore, and we're looking at most of that rain and thunderstorm activity pushing up to the northeast into New Jersey, southeastern Pennsylvania, and I think we're going to see some sunshine break out here across the area by about 2, 3 o'clock as skies begin to clear and we see drier air filtering in. Current wind gusts right now, 35-mile-an-hour gusts there in Ocean City. We've seen a gust of 44 Indian River Inland as those winds continue to scream out of the southeast, gusting upwards of 33 in Rehoboth. And we've seen some gusts upwards of 30, 35, even inland areas like Georgetown and Millsboro. They've relaxed a bit. And we'll continue to see gusts 30 to 40 at least through midday. And then I think as we get into the afternoon, we'll begin to see those winds relax a bit before they ramp up again into Halloween. As I mentioned, mild temperatures. In fact, we're actually at our normal highs for this time of year. Average high 64. We're at 65 in Georgetown at 8:26 this morning. So we're going to see those temperatures bump up a bit more once the rain comes to an end. As I mentioned, the dew points have creeped up a bit, so you'll feel that slight mugginess in the air, that tropical feel this morning, and that's allowing for some fog to develop, primarily across the coastal areas from Kent County down through Lewis and into Ocean City. Visibility anywhere between about 2 to 5 miles. Now, we have that yellow alert in place primarily through this morning. That's due in part to the heavy rain, those high wind gusts, and that isolated chance for severe storms. That comes to an end through the afternoon. Ghouls, goblins, and gusts. Yeah, that's what we're going to call Halloween, as we're going to be dealing with sunshine, and it's going to be dry, but it's going to be rather windy. So that's really going to be kind of the only downer of Halloween is going to be those winds gusting 40 to 45 miles an hour. And the good news is the weekend's looking really nice with sunny skies, kind of similar to what we had last weekend. Sunshine, mix of sun and clouds Sunday with temperatures in the lower 60s. Now, as we go through the rest of your morning, again, expecting those showers and potential thunderstorms at least for the next 2 to 3 hours. By the time we get to around noon, I think the moisture is really going to be coming to an end. But on the positive note, at least we get those temperatures up into the upper 60s near 70 degrees. So some positive news to deliver here on this dreary Thursday on Delmarva. And remember, you can always download our Coast TV weather app. And you could push to download that weather app. And what's good about that weather app is you can tailor it for your exact town, your exact zip code. So that means whenever there's a watch or a warning or an advisory issued, it is tailored for your exact area. And that is one of the many good features about that app. Now, the other concern going forward is going to be the coastal flooding issue. Now, we have that wind advisory up through about 1 o'clock for primary areas of concern are going to be the beaches. For those gusts in excess of 40 to near 50 miles an hour, I think we've seen our highest winds so far. I think as we push forward through the day, those winds will slowly begin to calm as we go into the afternoon. Now, that coastal flood advisory is up through 8 o'clock tonight. Now, that has nothing to do with the rain falling from the sky. This is particular due in part to the strong onshore flow that we've had, the wave action, as well as this is going to be through high tide cycle this evening. Could see some minor to moderate flooding in and across Sussex County. Coastal flood advisory for Worcester, that is up through 7, so those are concerns there. The bigger concern is across portions of Dorchester, Somerset, Wacomico counties. There's already been reports of some inundation there along portions of Dorchester County in those flood-prone areas, and this coastal flood warning is up through 4 a.m. Friday, with the potential to see up to 1 to 3 foot of inundation through high tide cycle this afternoon and through the evening time frame. And then we also have those gale warnings up that run through this evening across the Delmarva coast. So we continue to track some pretty heavy rain across the area, and you can see that lifting up into portions of South Jersey right now. We're getting a bit of a dry slot here, and then we see another area of some light moisture coming through northern portions of Worcester County. You can see most of the embedded thunderstorms we've seen so far this morning have been across portions of Annapolis, Baltimore, Washington, and that is pretty much on the other side of the bay. Now we have this other area of shower activity that we're tracking, pushing in across eastern portions of Virginia as well as North Carolina. And we could see once that area pushes through, I think we're really going to see the severe threat come to an end, as well as the rain will be coming to an end. So the second half of today will be much better than the first half of the day. I can assure you that, as we continue to track this area of low pressure to our west, as this system continues to lift up to the northeast. So recapping here over the next 12 hours, expecting showers and even a rumble of thunder through lunchtime as we continue to deal with some pretty potent rain across the area. But overall, the trend will be for things to begin to calm as we go into the afternoon and evening, and we're going to see some sunshine, I think, by the latter part of the afternoon as we get those temperatures up right near 70 degrees this afternoon, and even the winds are going to be relaxing a bit through the evening. But again, they're going to ramp up, unfortunately, as this area of low pressure kicks up to the northeast and deepens. We're going to see some pretty strong winds wrap around that system and bring some 40-mile-an-hour gusts into Halloween. So stay safe out there. Keep it, stay calm on the roads. Take your time this morning. We're dealing with those winds, and hope you can tune in to the latest news and weather coming up on Coast TV News Midday at 11 a.m.